Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Pri Vrajgacharya Stotra Sakta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Shirabai Charandarvindi Bhakti Raghava Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Pandibiti Founder Acharya's Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jayantai Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada Ki. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Taksuram Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Palakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitam Scha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kancana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Pranami Hare Priye Vansakalpatarubhyasya Jaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Ram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Vadirayat. Before I lose my voice, before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our means of conquest, let us first offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Nara-Narayan Rishi, the Supermost Human Being, unto Mother Saraswati, the Goddess of Learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nastapayasya Badrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhakti Raghava Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed or practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama-shloka Charitam Sakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya lokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahat. The Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Sarabhyaya Namaha 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 Mukam karoti vasalam tvangom nangayate vin yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Welcome to everyone to our morning program, in particular Srimad Bhagavatam. We forgot to announce one important matter. As of today, every Sunday, we have decided to actually have a weekly yajna in our Yagyashala, and that will begin right after the morning program, means approximately 8 o'clock. And mostly this will be performed by Vishnurata Prabhu, but others may also. The idea is to endeavor as much as possible to create auspiciousness by having more transcendental sound vibration heard and chanted. And eventually, Krishna willing, by Krishna's mercy, we'd like to institute or have what is called Nitya Homa. Nitya Homa. Actually, anything that you do, even if it's only once a year, I came to know falls in the category of Nitya Homa, means you do it regularly. So eventually we hope to have every day, but at present we're starting for like once a week on Sunday at this time. And also we will have a program whereby people can sponsor a yajna. People are often doing that. And this will be a simple yajna, but if some people want to have some particular kind, because so many types of yajnas are there. So that will be taking place later on this morning, basically after Guru Puja. So we are reading from Canto number 1 chapter 17, which is entitled Punishment and Reward of Kali. And today's text number 13. Okay, thank you. Text number 13. Akyahi Vrisha Bhadram Vah Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam
Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam
Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam
Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha Sadhunam Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram Parthanam Kirti Dushanam
Mataji.
Akyahi Vrishabhadrambha
Sadhunam
Akritagasam Atma Vairupya Kartaram
Parthanam Kirti Dushanam Akyahi. Just let me know. Vrisha. O bull. Bhadram. Good. Vaha. For you. Sadhunam. Of the honest. Akrita agasam. Of those who are offenseless. Atmavairupya. Deformation of the self. Kartaram. The doer. Parthanam. Of the sons of Pritha. Kirti Dushanam. Blackmailing the reputation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. O bull, you are offenseless and thoroughly honest. Therefore, I wish all good to you. Please tell me of the perpetrator of these mutilations which blackmail the reputation of the sons of Pritha. Kindly repeat after me. O bull, you are offenseless and thoroughly honest. Therefore, I wish all good to you. Please tell me of the perpetrator of these mutilations which blackmail the reputation of the sons of Pritha. Purport. The reputation of the reign of Maharaja Ramachandra and that of the kings who followed in the footsteps of Maharaja Ramachandra, like the Pandavas and their descendants, are never to be forgotten, because in their kingdom offenseless and honest living beings were never in trouble. The bull and the cow are the symbols of the most offenseless living beings, because even the stool and urine of these animals are utilized to benefit human society. The descendants of the sons of Pritha. Hare Krishna. Well, it's okay.
You can take it up.
Jai. Ajmana.
It is released.
Fortunate soul attending Bhagavatam Canto. The descendants of the sons of Pritha, like Maharaja Parīkṣit, were afraid of losing their reputations. But in the modern days, the leaders are not even afraid of killing such offenseless animals. Herein lies the difference between the reign of those pious kings and the modern states ruled by irresponsible executive heads without knowledge of the codes of God. Translation again. O bull, you are offenseless and thoroughly honest. Therefore, I wish all good to you. Please tell me of the perpetrator of these mutilations which blackmail the reputation of the sons of Pritha. In the last few days, in this section of the Bhagavatam, this particular chapter, there is discussion about the codes of religion or the laws of nature, which is directly connected with the whole principle of Dharma. Specifically, it is explaining how even the most innocent and offenseless living entities, such as the bull and the cow, which in the Vedic culture are worshipable. Actually, they are described as one of the three essential gifts of nature given to humanity for helping to meet all of their material as well as spiritual needs. Bulls and cows are actually essential in the Vedic culture for in so many different ways, unknown to most people today, unfortunately. Not only unknown to most people, but unknown to most devotees as well. That is even more unfortunate. These particular living entities, they have specifically been, that's part of the creation. Krishna's creation is perfect and complete. Everything has a particular purpose. Everything is meant to serve a particular purpose. And here it is mentioned how even these particular living entities who are considered completely in the mode of goodness. Cows are in the mode of goodness. Bulls are in the mode of goodness according to the arrangement of nature. Just like we are born generally with a mixture, especially in Kali Yuga, of the modes of material nature. But there are different animals who are predominantly in, like tiger is mode of passion, and monkeys in the mode of ignorance, cows in the mode of goodness, and cows have been especially cows who are descendants of Mother Surabhi. Surabhi is the original spiritual cow in Goloka, the spiritual world. And all of the different species of cows in the material world, whether on this planet or in heavenly planets, cows are everywhere actually in the universe. They're all descendants of actually Mother Surabhi. So, when the most innocent and the most beneficial animal the bull and the cow are mistreated, this was to Parīkṣit Maharaj was inconceivable. And as we have read in previous descriptions, he was ready to kill immediately. So this is, Srila Prabhupada in many places explains how, in particular in what is called the light of the Bhagavat. Who has read the light of the Bhagavat? Haribol. Would like to welcome Vishwadika Mataji, who is just flying in from Canada. Maybe a few days back, I don't know. Few days, huh? Yes. Back in Holy Dham. So it is Krishna's arrangement, and it's in this book very wonderfully, actually Prabhupada, as we know, was trying to understand how, naturally, how to carry out the order of my Guru Maharaj, because that is the perfection of a disciple, is to understand, and especially if some particular instruction has been given, how to carry out that particular instruction, and in general how to carry out the mission of the Lord, which is presented and elaborated upon by his various representatives. So Prabhupada was looking at all kinds of, opportunities, and one opportunity came. He was invited to go to Japan. Some conference was there. Prabhupada was reading newspapers, not like most people read newspapers, but he was up to date on what was going on in the world, because he was always trying to find ways of how to push or introduce this knowledge, Krishna conscious knowledge, this Vedic culture. So he came to know there was a conference, and somehow he got an invitation to go. So he was preparing himself, a foreign country, what I will speak, how I will present this Vedic knowledge. So, so he took a section from the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam, the section that describes the autumn. We know how Kartik is coming up in a few months. So autumn, there's spring, summer, autumn, or we call fall. You know what they call fall? What do they call autumn, fall? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Maybe because
all the leaves fall.
the leaves are falling.
Yeah, right. In the Western country, the leaves fall because it's Canada, right? It starts to get cold at that time. But in India, autumn is, like in Vrindavan especially, is like the very most wonderful period of the year, it's after the rainy season, and weather is very ideal. And so Prabhupada, he started to study the various descriptions of autumn, the whole section actually in the 10th canto, which in the Bhagavatam itself, it gives all kinds of wonderful descriptions and also like moral instructions, we could say. So he took that section, and of course, eventually he could not go to Japan, but he had commissioned one artist from, I believe from Japan, somehow, I don't know the details how that happened, who made wonderful sketches describing the various sections and whatnot. It's a wonderful book, not very big, but in that book, Prabhupada makes many important observations and statements. And one of the statements he makes is that if we're serious, very important statement, if we're serious to bring about actual solution to the multiple, complex, ever-increasing global problems of the world today, if we're actually wanting to bring actual solution, we must first give attention to bulls and cows. We must first give attention to the protection of bulls and cows. Because as long as even one bull or one cow is not protected, then the world is not a safe place. As a matter of fact, there's a statement one devotee was sharing somewhere in the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada explains how in those places, in those countries, and that's pretty well all over the world today, where the cows and the bulls are not protected, Krishna will not protect people. People will not be protected because we are directly offending those living entities who are so dear to Krishna. So people will not be protected in those places where there is lack of protection of even one cow, what to speak of huge number every day of cows and bulls and so many other animals who are actually slaughtered. So this is that's why Parīkṣit Maharaj was totally shocked. He was actually shocked to see this scene. He came upon this bull standing on one leg, and someone in the guise of a king actually beating the cow, beating the cow and the bull. So what we fail to understand is that it's kind of obvious, but somehow we fail to understand. The more we become urbanized, the more difficult it is to even start to understand what the problem is. Because we're totally away from cows, we're totally away from bulls, we're totally away from Mother Nature, isn't it? Modern day cities, as we know, are described as concrete jungles. Concrete jungles. Prabhupada explains, even more dangerous than the worst of the natural jungles, where you can meet face to face a lion or a tiger. You can just devour you immediately. So what we have created in the world today is even worse than such dangerous places. And therefore, it means that, devotees sometimes they bring up the question, why did Lord Chaitanya didn't speak about this? He didn't give so much importance, we don't hear about so much. There are, of course, the whole Chandkazi Lila, where Lord Chaitanya, as Prabhupada explains, he was actually the first one to become known as, civil disobedience. Gandhi is kind of known, but actually Lord Chaitanya was the first one, by assembling like 100,000 devotees and marching towards the residence of Shankarji. And there was a whole discussion, actually, part of that discussion regarding cows, and how this is actually not allowed in any scripture, including the Quran, actually. Yeah, it is misinterpretation. So so 500 years ago, we didn't have the kind of situation that we have now. There were animals being killed, cows also, but there was no organized slaughterhouse as we find today. And the vast majority of people were also, 500 years ago, still in the villages, because the Industrial Revolution had not taken place. The French Revolution had not taken place. Those are two major historical events that took place about 200 to 150 years ago that have brought about the kind of modernization, modern concepts that we are seeing and experiencing today. where we are neglecting. Where we are neglecting those living entities described actually, especially in the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, as needing most attention and most protection. I was asking in the words to find that verse. Did we find that verse yet? No. It's somewhere in the Bhagavatam. I mean, there's more than one reference. You know, where it lists women, children, elderlies, brahmanas, cows, as needing special attention, special protection. So those who need the most protection are the ones who are the most neglected. They're the ones who are the most exploited. That is the level of degradation. I wanted to find that reference because I think it's at least 2 or 3 places, possibly more, because when the devotee was mentioning the order, and I don't know if in all the references the same order is there or not. I mean, if somebody has the folio, if I had the folio with me now, it's in my coutier. In any event.
I know one thing about the order.
Huh?
One about the order.
Yes.
How very interesting in the description of the appearance of Lord Bhakti. I'm pretty sure it's in the 8th canto. Prabhupada, the verse actually says that Lord Bhakti appears to protect the cows, Brahmana, in that order. And I remember when I read it, I thought, it's very interesting. The fish incarnation appears to mostly to protect the cows.
Yes.
So all the incarnations, Prabhupada actually said.
Right. I remember that actually. That's why I want to compare the different places where Prabhupada mentions it. But in that, the one you're referring to, Prabhupada, as you just mentioned, tells in that order. Right? Well, we also know there's another verse in the Bhagavatam where Prabhupada mentions that Krishna gives more attention to the cows than the brahmanas. Brahmanas should not mind here. Just to underline the importance, the absolute essential importance of cows, because brahmanas, like all other living entities, actually were all dependent on cow. Brahmanas in particular, because they cannot perform any of their function or duty, isn't it? You found a verse?
Canto 1, chapter 8, verse number 5. In the purport, Prabhupada is writing about this 5 thing.
Okay, can you come closer and read it so that, or maybe you can just give it to me, I'll read it, so that everyone can, Canto number 1, chapter 8, text 5, 185.
In the purport, Prabhupada mentioned 5.
Okay. In the glorious days, so this is the purport.
Yes.
In the glorious days, or before the advent of the age of Kali, yes, the brahmanas, this one is the brahmanas, the cows, the women, the children, the old men were properly given protection. And of course, Prabhupada goes into detail a little bit. So here he mentions first brahmanas, then cows.
Maharaj, there is a verse in Mahabharata, Shanti Parva, that says, Gavascheva Dvijascheva Tapasvish Brahmanas Tatha Balascheva Jarascheva Tatha Narish Yata Yatnata. Mahabharata. Yeah. So cows, brahmanas, tapasvi, ascetic, children, the aged, means the elderly, and the women. All these should be protected with great efforts.
Okay, yes.
That's Mahabharata.
Yes.
So references are taken.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is that in these different references, like Prabhupada sometimes begins with the cow, sometimes begins with the brahmanas.
Right. So this one starts from cows.
Yeah, like the one that,
Gava Chev.
right,
Yuja Chev. So Gava and then Yuja.
yes. Well, it's like, Namo Brahmana Devaya, go Brahmana,
Yeah.
not Brahmana go.
And there Prabhupada emphasized in the purport also that first is the cow and then Brahmana
Yes,
culture.
yes, yeah. Actually, this is the consciousness of the residents of Vrindavan, isn't it? When the fire broke out one day when Krishna and Balaram were out in some forest, then they, it's not that they're always with the cows. The cows, they walk here and there, and the boys, they have lunch sometimes and they take a little break, whatever. I mean, it's part of the whole. And so the cows this one time had wandered, and then some fire broke out. It's all described in the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam. And then Prabhupada describes how the boys were in total anxiety because they know that if we lose our cows, we're finished. We depend on these cows for our living. These cows are our livelihood, we could say. Without the presence of the cows, there cannot be proper farming, and of course, so many products from the cows, etc. So, in other words, Vedic culture, especially by the lifestyle which is advocated and which was present, isn't it? Which was demonstrated, especially in the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram and Vrindavan, is to show us how absolutely essential, because in the Vedic culture, as we know, as we should know, we know but we don't know. We theoretically know, but in practice we don't know. In the Vedic culture, again and again we are being reminded, and this is one of the faculties that will be part of the Varnashram College, that the faculty of economy. There are 4 faculties, so the 4th faculty is called Varta, faculty or the science of economics. And the science of economics is not what people promote as economy, economic development in modern day society. People don't know what is economy. It's basically, they're just exploiting. But the Vedic science of economy is clearly explained by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Krishi Goraksha. Krishi Goraksha Vanijam Vaisha Karma Svabhavajam. And unless and until we come back to that basic, simple, natural, scientific, sustainable economy, then we're off the track. And we are just exploiting one another and exploiting Mother Nature. So the Vedic culture is giving us, reminding us all the time of these basic concepts. Vedic culture is all based on simple formulas. Simple formulas. And although they may appear to be simple, but they are very deep. They're so simple that actually you can miss and not properly understand. So, simple definition, isn't it, of Vedic economy, Krishi Goraksha, Vanijam. Vanijam, trade, commerce based on, connected with these 2 things. Not trade in terms of modern day factories and producing all kinds of useless things that people actually don't really need. So that means that actually in whatever discussions of dharma that we have, we must remember these formulas. We must properly learn these simple formulas, and we must endeavor to re-establish these formulas so that we can actually be in line, we can actually follow the principles of Dharma. Otherwise, when we forget or don't live according to these simple formulas, in this particular verse, it directly, of course, connected with both the bull and the cow, then means when we don't give proper care, attention, even beyond that, when we don't, basically it's like, when we don't mold our lives around Krishna. Similarly, when we don't mold our lives around cows and bulls, then we are not following Dharma. That is one of the major defects in modern day society. We are thinking we can live. Modern people, modern leaders think they can live actually without cows and bulls. As a matter of fact, modern people think that they can live without producing food, the natural, traditional way. As you may know, in some countries, there are actually, just like you have a printing press, right? You press on different, whatever color you want, how many pages you want, different buttons are there. Now they have machine where you can press what kind of food you want. Yes. A little bit more salt, a little bit more, a little less turmeric or whatever. You just press the buttons and it comes out. No, really. That's how madness. I think that happened in Israel. I saw last year sometime. I forget if it was, anyway, whatever country it was, the prime minister was at an event, scientists are very proud of their inventions, and they told him, okay, here's the menu, right? You choose your menu, you choose whatever you want. And so he pressed on the different buttons, and within less than 2 minutes, his product was there, nice, piping hot, and he started to eat it. And, wow, this is fantastic. It's crazy. This is what happens when we deviate from the basic norms, the basic principles of Dharma, which of course we all know is become extremely critical all over the world, and therefore the urgent need to address and one of the most important, that was in Prabhupada's plan as well, is simply to educate, isn't it? To educate people in general, beginning with educating our own devotees. And we will begin to know, we will begin to understand when we actually demonstrate these different formulas, when more and more devotees will actually be living with cows, with Mother Nature, and in this way things will become re-established. I'll just read again the text, which is text number 13. This is Parīkṣit Maharaj addressing the bull. O bull, you are offenseless and thoroughly honest. Therefore, I wish all good to you. Please tell me of the perpetrator of these mutilations which blackmail the reputation of the sons of Pritha. Yeah, blackmailing.
Is it not Maharaj blackened?
Huh? Blackened. Yeah, blackened?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the folio. Maybe that's the depot. It's like tarnishing the reputation.
Blackened. Well, those who know, Dushtana means to destroy.
To make it polluted.
Polluted. Yeah, okay. Well, here it's clearly saying blackmailing.
That's what I was hearing, then I thought that.
There it says blackened, right? Okay. Yes. Yes.
Maybe just tipo better, maybe should be. Because that's the Veda-based holy.
Okay. Yeah.
In black and
That's a whole other topic. Book change. But yes, somebody can get the flowers. Prabhu.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Yes. I guess tarnish could have also been tarnishing the reputation.
yeah. And kirti means the reputation, the good.
Yeah.
And then kirti dushanam means the whatever will make it polluted or fall down.
Yes. So there is duskriti or sukriti. Yeah, sukriti. Yes, I saw somebody had a hand up there, way back there.
Maharaj, you were saying how important it is, in our society to begin serving.
It is important to?
Begin serving cows.
Yes. Yes.
And really, I believe that this is really the key. That is so much missing. We all come, most of us, not we all, I should say.
Yes.
But most of us come from a culture, even in India, where cows are just cattle.
Cows are?
Cows and bulls are cattle.
Kept as cattle.
Cows
Like
and
animals.
bulls are simply cattle.
Cattle. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So they're just there for a purpose.
Yes, yes, yes.
Something like that. But actually, personally, what happened is, when I first started serving cows a little bit, and it took a few months, but there was one very sick bull that I became very attached to. And then bulls, cows were no longer. From that point on,
Right.
my whole consciousness,
Correct, yes.
and that's through service.
Yes. Cows are practically persons. I mean, Pandita Samardarshina. We're supposed to see not only the presence of the soul, of the super soul, isn't it? Paramatma is all-pervading, is in every atom, is in the heart of all living entities. Sarvasya saham vriddhi sanivisto. Matasmitir jnanam apohanam cha. So, but also in every living entity, in addition to super soul, there's a soul. There's a person. There's actually a person. So sometimes we see devotees referring to cows, it. Yeah. It's moving or it's going here. What do you mean?
What is it? Boy or a girl?
Yeah, it denotes the level of consciousness, which is kind of on the low side, to say the least.
Actually, I think I've said this before when the class was worth repeating. There's one conversation with Prabhupada. The devotee asked Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, what animal gives the best milk?
What animal gives the best milk? When devotee was asking.
So Prabhupada said, buffalo. Devotee said, buffalo? Srila Prabhupada, you always said cow gives the best milk.
Right.
Prabhupada said, cow is not animal.
Good point. Did everyone get that? So just to repeat, it's a very good point actually. When the devotee was asking Srila Prabhupada, devotees were always asking naturally questions to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada always had the perfect answer. Perfect questions, perfect answer. So when the devotee was asking, which animal gives the best milk? And Prabhupada said, buffalo milk. The devotees were shocked. Prabhupada, you're always glorifying the cow. And Prabhupada answered, yes, cow is not animal, buffalo is animal. To differentiate and to stress and underline how cow is animal, but should not be considered as, should not be treated as animal. Is so close. Actually, even I think scientifically, they analyze how, I don't know, maybe 80% of the biological makeup of cow is like practically human. It's very close to human because actually the living entity in the body of a cow attains human body. Law of reincarnation takes a human body next life. So cows are human-like, very, very, very sensitive, very affectionate. And human beings are meant to establish human, personal relationship actually with cows. There's so many things, of course. Many very interesting references in the Shastra. Again, when we are far away from Vedic culture is primarily a cow culture, cow-based culture. Cow-based culture. And any society or any nation or any country that doesn't have the cow as the center and as the basis of economic development in terms of food production, not in terms of exploitation, then that's so-called, that's an indication of I guess you could call it backwardness, or not in keeping with the principles of Dharma. Any quick last comment or question? Yes?
I just wanted to share a recent lecture I heard, Srila Prabhupada. That's in Hindi, so it may be not very common.
Okay, yes.
My daughter shared with me.
Right.
That was quite interesting because the lecture might be probably somewhere between 72 to 75. The date is not clear.
Yes.
But it seems to be that time because it's not like a lot of movement was going on. Prabhupada was invited in a temple where there was a deity of Hanumanji.
You mean in a non-ISKCON temple?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And ISKCON was established definitely because Prabhupada starts speaking that we are also devotees of Hanumanji. Hanumanji is our guru.
Yes.
And there was going on this like this akhada, the Vyayam Shala, the exercise.
Okay.
So he speaks that how, and then he starts connecting, and he says that actually we need. I was confronted recently by one gentleman that you Vaishnavas are just chanting and idling. Then he says that we have Arjuna and Hanumanji. They are the greatest Vaishnavas.
Yes.
So we need Kshatriyas. We need Brahman, we need Kshatriyas. So what you are doing, you just connect offering to Lord.
Okay.
There he starts speaking about that we are planning to establish Varnashram College.
Okay.
He says that we are going to establish in West
Yes.
Varnashram College.
Yes, yes.
To
Okay.
teach how all these Varnas are.
Yes, yes. Correct. Yes. Well, it was, especially in 1974, where Prabhupada spoke specifically about the need for establishing Varnashram College, maybe around that time.
Yeah, because we hear that last quote, but before that also, I mean, 1977, Prabhupada spoke about that.
Yes.
That lamentation.
Yes.
Prabhupada had that idea quite.
Yes, yes. Yes, correct. Yeah.
That's a Hindi lecture, and I heard how Prabhupada was specifically speaking more. So that's in context of
Okay,
what we are.
nice, interesting. Yes. It just goes to show how Prabhupada was consistent in both, yeah. Okay, so we can close for now. 7:30 will be Darshanarati, followed by the puja. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki, Jai Samasta Gaur Bhakta